Hi, everybody. Welcome to video number 9 of our 27-day devotional series based on the book A Time to Dance, Chasing Joy in Difficult Seasons. Today, we are talking about chapter number 9, which is all about the power of prayer. And truly, I've been looking forward to this chapter because I think that this is a topic where I can be very transparent and really share with you guys everything that God taught me about the incredible power of prayer. So I'm just gonna dive right in. I'm loving this beautiful sunbeam going on behind us. I just really feel like God's presence is here, and I hope you're feeling it in your space as well. And I feel like God's going to pour into this message because this message can be so powerful, not only in a healing journey, but just in our journey with God overall. So let's just jump right in. I'm very honest in my book. In fact, it might have even been considered cringeworthy when I admitted that I viewed prayer very flippantly for a very long time. I kind of thought that God was going to do whatever he wanted to do and that prayer really didn't make a difference. Like, why do you need my prayers if, you're going to do whatever you're going to do? You're God, right? You're all powerful. And honestly, I think this was an extension of the fact that there was a very long season in my life where God was just not a priority to me. I could say a lot of things about that. I was young. I was having fun, but there's really nothing I could say other than I just didn't have a relationship with God, and that's just truly honesty coming out. And I don't think I really realized how broken I felt without that relationship with him until suddenly, we talk about in chapter number 1, he met me on that bathroom floor. And he held me and he picked me up. And as I grew in that relationship with him, I looked back and I went, wow, God, wow. How was this missing all my life? And I didn't realize it. And that relationship grew from prayer. Prayer is the not so secret ingredient to growing our relationship with God. So I'm going to talk all about that in this video. But welcome, you guys. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we get to talk about the power of prayer together. I hope you're really just feeling encouraged today. I hope you're having a beautiful week. And I'm just excited to be here. Thank you for joining me, video after video, chapter after chapter. Thank you for being here. So when I talk about prayer, I think that if nothing else, God has taught me that prayer is simply my beautiful and perfect conversation between he and I that is personal and just close to my heart. And regardless of what condition I come into it with, it is just the way that I speak to him and the way that I sit with him and have conversations. And on that note, I want to take us back a few steps. So when I landed on that bathroom floor, God held me and he began to talk to me through a season of very powerful healing. And in that time, like I said, I came from having really no relationship with God. I was a Christian. I believed in God. I accepted Jesus into my heart, but you can stop there. You could stop there and not live fully alive. Living fully alive means that we truly embrace that relationship with God, that we go from just saying, I'm a Christian, I accept Jesus into my heart, and we go, God, fill my space. God, pour over me. God, I want to tangibly experience your presence. God, speak to me. God, call me into spaces. Call me into spaces where you want me to go, where I'm uncomfortable, or, just use me. And when we take that extra step, it's like we suddenly begin to live fully alive. And that is where he was calling me into. So when he met me there, I begged God to just fix it. Just fix it, God. Just snap your fingers. Just say, this is my will, and fix it. Take my anxiety away. Take my fear away. Fix what's going on in my life. And I just wanted the big miracles. And that's what I would pray for. I would pray and I would beg God, just give me the big miracles. And I was frustrated and I was angry because so many times in that space, God would meet me and he would say, well, let's talk about this. Let's work on this. Let me tell you how much I love you. Let me pour into you that I promise that where I'm taking you is good and beautiful. And he would pour this stuff into me little by little. And it would be like a little nudge here or a little piece of encouragement there. I mean, God is he's our encourager. He's our comforter. And he would pour that into me little by little. And I couldn't understand why I'm begging and praying and he's not giving me the big miracles that I'm asking for. But over the course of the year that followed, I began to realize that in those little conversations, in those little nudges, in those little whispers of encouragement, or those little times that he just held me, he said, I can't fix it right now, but I can hold you. In those moments that he did that, I began to grow in my relationship with him. And suddenly I began to experience his presence in my space, and it filled and healed these voids and cracks and deep crevices in my heart. So instead of getting the big miracle I wanted, I got the true healer, and he filled me up until my cup overflowed. And yes, I got the big miracle too, but I got something so much better because of the way he walked me through that. And so to me, prayer is not this formal, in a box thing. Prayer is this beautiful place where I just go to in my heart and I just pour out to God. And I have developed this beautiful relationship with him. And that is what he delights in. Because see, when we think about our best friend in the whole world, whether it be your spouse or someone you grew up with or a parent, your best friend in the whole world, we don't really delight in the fact that we choose them. We delight in the fact that someone we love so much chooses us back. And so our Father, when he can walk us through that process, he delights so much in this idea that we then turn and choose him back. So had he poured out these big miracles like only he can do, maybe I would have walked into that space, or maybe I would have gone back to my old ways of just feeling like, okay, God, next time I need you, I'll holler, And I hate to say that. It's a painful thing for me to say, but it's a truth as well. Because he walked me through the process of having those conversations with him. And understand, that's what I'm saying. Those conversations are my prayers. My prayers are sitting in a space with him and asking to come into my space, and then communicating with him and talking with him and growing in learning who he is and how much I can trust him and how much he loves me. In having those conversations, I am solidly anchored in a beautiful Heavenly Father who pours into me more than just the big miracles. He pours into me him. And that is what the power of prayer can do. It can bring you into that incredible relationship. He delights in the idea that I choose him back, that now I talk to him every day. I go to him about the little, the big. I raise my hands in the air and say, thank you for healing me. Thank you for healing the pieces of me that I didn't even realize were broken. And then I stand in line at Subway, and the man behind the counter is telling me he's having a bad day. And I say, God, I know you hear my prayers. Be with him today. Pour over him today. Give him a beautiful and incredible day. And even if he doesn't know you, God, just pour out the blessings on him today. And that's the thing I wanted to say too, is this idea of standing in the gap for each other. Once we recognize the power of our prayers, we are invited and encouraged to stand in the gap. When I hit the bathroom floor, like we talk about in chapter 1 in the book, I had a friend and she watches every single one of these videos. I love her. She is beautiful. God kept laying on her heart to call me, to reach out to me. And I pushed her away many times because I thought, I am at the lowest point in my life and I don't want anyone near me. And when I finally accepted her extension of love, God used her in ways that I cannot even begin to describe. And that is the power of standing in the gap for someone else. Because I had no relationship with God, but she did. She had an incredible relationship with God. And she obeyed the call to stand in the gap for someone. And her standing in the gap changed my life. And I hope that when God calls me to stand in the gap for someone, that it has the power to give him the space to change theirs. And that's why this chapter in the book was so incredibly important to me, because the power of prayer is bigger and way less formal than we could ever imagine. It is incredible. It is the building of our relationship. It is the taking a stand against the enemy. It is the pouring of protection and encouragement and love over someone, whether we know them or not. The power of prayer is incredible. It is incredible. And you don't have to do it formally. You don't have to be in the perfect place in your heart. You don't have to have the perfect past or stand in the perfect building. All you have to do is wherever you're sitting right now in this moment, just talk to God. Just build that relationship with him. Just let him show you how much he loves you. And let that take you through your day. And then listen for his nudges. When my friend made that decision to listen to his nudge, it changed the lives of not just me, but my whole family. And there were many prayer warriors out there that were doing the same. They were praying over me and my whole family. And God loves it when we stand for each other. He loves it. He loves it, and he holds us, and he lets us know he's there. So just remember, prayer is an incredibly powerful thing. And I am encouraging your heart today that let it be this beautiful, informal, personal, intimate walk between you and a God who loves you more than you could ever know. Stand in the gap for each other. Pray for everyone that has read this book, that is reading this book, that will read this book, or that needs this book. My goodness, I leave these books everywhere. I leave them in free libraries. I drop them off at libraries. I leave them in B&Bs. Pray that God places this book in the hands of people who are hurting right now, and that it can be something that pours into them, that it can be something that God can speak through for them. And just pray that for everyone that's watching this video series. I hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed week. I am so grateful for all of you. Thank you for praying for me through this journey, and know that I'm praying for you. The power of prayer is bigger than we can imagine. You guys have a beautiful and blessed day.